Hey, we're back, Leaping Spirits, this week. I went with the old stand-in, Jack Daniels, my favorite. And today, Vince, I know you're excited about this.
This is a good one. I've never had this cigar.
He's been
Very
talking
excited
about
it
for days now. So
Aging Room
Aging
Quattro
Room.
Nicaragua
Maestro.
Maestro. Maestro's the size.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 6x52. Ring gauge 52, and 6 inches long. And it's a torpedo.
And when you go to cut the end of that, that's way too phallic.
Is that probably?
Way too phallic. There's going to be some comments on that. Not, no judgment, but I'm just saying.
Well, hey man, let's
pour a beverage.
Yeah, let's get a pour and go with the Jack Daniels because we don't want something that's going to be competing with this cigar because I'm very interested in trying this cigar. This was Cigar Aficionado's top 25, number 1.
Wait, say that again, Vince.
Number 1.
Number 1 list on who?
That's like a 6-ounce pour.
Well, I figure we're going to be smoking these cigars for a little bit.
Messing around. I like it.
Well, need a mission.
Oh, we should have cleaned the ashtray now.
Well, we could always pause it, clean it, and pick it up from there.
So, this is a torpedo.
Did you want to clean the ashtray?
No,
I mean, you
it's
threw
too
that
late
out
now.
there.
It's too late now.
The damage is done.
The damage is done.
You're beyond it at that point?
Yeah.
All right.
So this is a torpedo.
I think we covered that.
Razor sharp torpedo too. This is a very well constructed cigar. AJ Fernandez made this cigar. You know him from there's a cigar called Diesel, and then there's a lot of them. He's been around a long time, and he's a very popular blender. So,
is there any direction, Vincent, when you go to cut the tip?
The cap, you can kind of see where the cap is.
Okay.
Just imagine that point's not there. So you want to make sure you're inside of that cap. And
got it.
That should be good. That should be good enough. If not, we'll take a little more off.
Fancy matches here today, Vince.
I took a little more. I tell you what, very firm. This is a box press cigar. See how it's kind of squared? It's a box press. And they look beautiful in the boxes. Well, there's a big pepper note. That black pepper is there.
But subtle. It's
the
Padron was more of a kind of punchy in the face pepper, whereas this is like a finely tuned chef light adding pepper.
Maybe like a white pepper instead of a black pepper.
Perhaps. You understand what I'm saying? It's delicate.
It's very delicate
it's
pepper.
A delicate black pepper versus the Padron burn your face off.
Pepper is a very, very important spice.
Why is that, Vincent? Do you care to elaborate on why pepper is an important spice?
Because. You heard it here first. Because.
All right, so where are we at here, Vince?
The adequate arena.
I was going with the first third.
We are on the first third. I get pepper.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything much more. I'm not getting any more developed flavors at this point, but I think the potential is there.
A coffee or a chocolate in there.
Coffee.
Black coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like perhaps an espresso.
Ooh.
Which, by the way,
an espresso
wouldn't be bad. Good coffee would be good with this cigar.
Coffee goes very well with cigars. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, Vincent, we were talking briefly there about the taste of the cigar, and we came to a bit of a revelation. You had said at one point you thought you were picking up some fruit overtones. And if you noticed, this week we are drinking our Jack Daniel's neat. It's not iced down, so I think it's the sugars, the sweetness of the Jack Daniel's that's definitely impacting the olfactory sense when we are enjoying our cigar.
I concur, Doctor.
Nice word.
The burn's pretty straight, though. Not too bad at all. Better see, this was when this came out last year. It was a $10 stick.
All right.
Cigar Aficionado's top 25, number 1, Aging Room Quattro. It's now almost $15.
So it went up almost
50%.
Just because it made that list.
Mm-hmm. It didn't get any better, by the way. But, you know, such is the world. You know?
I'm sensing, Vince, that you're not really digging this cigar.
It's all right.
But are you saying then it's not a number 1? Are you disagreeing with the rating?
It's supposed to be a 96 out of 100. It just started, so it might get better.
What is
it's very good.
What is the rating? The rating scale? How do they come up with 96 out of 100? What are the components of the scale? What are the competencies?
I'm not sure.
Perhaps.
I imagine
at a later date.
Every person that does it has as far as Cigar Aficionado, I'm sure they have a team of people that all test it.
What do you think they're looking for? How do you rate a cigar? What do you rate a cigar on?
I don't know.
Taste, flavor, smoothness.
But it did go up 50% in price, so who knows what's actually going on.
All right.
I don't know. I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but...
Not that there's any of that going on.
It's 2020.
Welcome to it.
Conspiracies come to real life. It's softened up a little bit. We're approaching the second third. It's softened up a little bit. There is like a citrus. I heard people talking about a citrus. I get what they're talking about, but it's like an unsweetened orange of some sort.
I'm kind of digging this cigar, to be honest with you. It's
I figured it would be in your wheelhouse.
Yeah. You called it last week. You said you thought you had something that I would enjoy, and I'm really kind of enjoying the cigar. It's definitely.
Well, I was going to get you the Monte Cristo Platinum, which I've talked about a couple times. It's a favorite cigar of mine, but the cigar shop that I went to did not have it, so I wasn't going to go to another cigar shop. And I seen this, and it was number 1 top 25. I'd never had it, and truthfully, $10, I buy this all day. $15,
not so much.
No way. Not so far, unless it gets all crazy.
Hey, listen. This ain't Disney, but it'll do. That was a catchphrase from years ago. That was my classroom slogan when I taught 6th grade history. It ain't Disney, but it'll do, because I taught in Florida. Room 111.
Did the kids point out how funny that was and stuff?
They, as 6th graders, they thought it was
That's
hysterical.
Right. They were
like that was just the funniest thing they had ever come across.
No doubt. No.
6th grade. All right, so let's tally up the scoreboard at this point. I really enjoyed the Macanudo Esperada, or what was it?
Macanudo Inspirado.
Inspirado, sorry. I enjoyed the Cohiba Blue. The Padron was intense, and I'm digging this cigar. So
it's not bad. It's not bad. It gives me an ashtray taste in my mouth. I do got to say, I don't mean to say bad things about AJ Fernandez and
you
stuff.
You took a swing there. I don't think that number one on the list that they're looking for a review that says, "It made my mouth taste like an ashtray." I'm going to assume that's not what they were going for.
No. But I don't know. Maybe it is the bitterness or the acid taste that I don't like.
Yeah, you can try and spin this
It
all you want.
It doesn't taste like
You
a-
have absolutely not enjoyed this cigar.
It's fine.
Nah, this has
It's
been
fine
an
for $10.
outright
It bothers me.
disappointment. Yeah, you're angered by
But
that.
that
How much
number
did you spend?
one, really, guys?
How
I
much
mean,
did you spend, Vince?
Number one?
So where are you putting this then on the list?
I mean, if I was going to rate it myself,
Yeah.
it got a 96 out of 100.
What are you going to rate it? Put a number on it.
I'm not 92.
What? I thought you was going to come in with like a 65. The way you've
No,
been
no,
acting.
no. They don't go that low. You would have to be you would like,
So 92
like a
is
gas station cigar would be 60.
All right, so a
Yeah.
92 is kind of like a slap in the face.
It's an art.
It's a drop.
It's good.
So it would be
Good.
number 10 on your list of 25.
Yeah. It would be in the top. Actually, it's not even in the top 10. I mean,
That's
but
what I'm asking
of
you.
all
Where
cigars
you
in
put it?
history?
No, just like in general. Again, 11:35 on a Sunday.
Well, what do you get? Is there anything that comes to your mind? Any chemical compound that gives you a memory of
I'm
some
getting
sort?
a calcium
Yeah.
sensation.
Salty, maybe?
Perhaps no.
I just got a salty taste when you put that in my head.
I got to be honest with you.
What do you mean, like
truly
bone?
is-
What do you mean calcium? What's calcium taste like? It tastes like rocks.
I was being
Yeah, it's a-
slightly
It's
sarcastic.
a rock taste.
I have no idea what calcium tastes like. Cup of milk. What are we talking?
It is creamier. It did get creamier, right? It's a little creamier.
Sure.
I want to like it so much because it's the top 25. It's the number one cigar in the world.
And you're just not happy with it at all.
Hey, fine.
Nah, you don't. You're disappointed. It's a letdown for you.
Yeah.
Now, see, I didn't spend $15 on this, so to me, this is an acceptable cigar
Like every year.
because it was free.
Every year, Padron's in there.
So where
Every
Where did Padron end up
I
on the
don't know.
list?
It's like 3 or 4 probably. I think.
All right.
And not the one we had, the good one, the $30 cigars.
Oh.
And the $20 cigars. I would rather have that.
Well, now you know.
But then again, I don't want to pay for a $30 cigar. You ever hear of the Opus X?
No.
15 years ago, 20 years ago, when I started smoking cigars, that was the big cigar.
Back in the
It was
day.
like a $25, $30 cigar, and this was 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And now I smoke them because you can get them for $15, $12.
I've asked this before, and I don't know if I've ever really got a clear answer off you. What is... That tickle you a little bit there?
I inhaled a little bit
Woo!
by accident.
Mm.
It's got me I'm like off. It's
What is so special about a Cuban cigar?
They're from Cuba.
Why are they like so sought after?
Okay, this is
Taste,
the deal. This is
flavor,
the deal,
why?
up-to-date deal. So, not being political, but Obama opened up
Sure.
an embargo. I mean, the embargo was still there, but we then allowed you to go to Cuba and bring cigars back for personal use,
Okay.
up to $800.
Okay.
As of like a month ago, or whatever, when you watch this video, I don't know. But now, as of right
relations were not
No,
normalized. Yeah,
no.
it's illegal.
Donald
again.
Trump said
Right.
no,
Right.
you can't bring anything in
But-
from Cuba.
So
So it's legal to smoke a Cuban, but it's illegal to bring them across the border whether it be Canada. I mean, you can't go anywhere now anyway. But
So, again, my question being, why are the Cubans desirable? Is it a taste, a flavor? Is it a smoothness? Is
it's
it
just
the quality of the cigar?
Quality
It truly
of the
is.
tobacco. They say the volcanic soil
Okay, this is kind of what
of
I'm looking
Cuba
for.
is this creates the best leaf. And then obviously, see, here in America, we don't get Cubans. So we try all these different cigars. We have the best cigars in the world coming out of Guatemala, Nicaragua. You know, the rest of the world, the whole rest of the world smokes Cuban cigars. And they can't get what we get. So if you're in Europe, you know, I bought a Monte Cristo Cuban, a Monte Cristo Yellow when I was in Italy.
Okay.
At a gas station for like $10. That would be like $50 here or something.
And so a lot of the drive behind the Cuban is the fact that they are difficult to get here. Whereas in the rest of the world, it's a good cigar.
They started it. They were the best cigar in the world.
So,
and they still are.
But you can get them for $10 a pop in Europe.
In Mexico, yeah. In Europe, yeah.
Huh. All right. Fair enough.
But the rest of the world doesn't get what we get from every other place. And
so there's
a lot of interesting cigars coming out of Nicaragua, even Mexico, Guatemala, Dominican Republic. You know, all these places, people, when the embargo started in '62, that's, yeah, you know, JFK.
You're going deep.
JFK,
you're going back to Bay of Pigs.
Yeah, JFK.
Right?
Put an embargo on Cuba because it was the Cold War, you know, Russia, and then you know, and the
if you watched one
Cuban
of the X-Men
crisis and all that stuff,
it was featured in one of the X-Men for you younger viewers who didn't have to learn that. In
well, I mean, you know, that's even before our time. That's 10 years before we were born. But anyway, so JFK calls his like assistant, his go-to guy, his gopher guy, and he says, how many boxes of whatever cigar, I can't remember what it was, maybe Romeo and Juliet, how many boxes can you get today? He goes, I could probably go and pick up 50 boxes. He goes, do that and call me. So the guy went and got his cigars and then called him and said, okay, we got 50 boxes of your favorite cigar.
From Cuba.
From Cuba. So then he goes, okay, then he signed the embargo.
And that is a backup fact. That's on a Wikipedia page.
Oh, that's fact.
That is fact. You're just full of all kind of
well, I mean, you know, then they
look at you.
Then they raise
shining like a star.
They raise the tobacco. I don't know if I should talk about this. But now it's 21 to smoke anything in the United States. 21.
Well, fair enough.
You can die for your country, but you can't smoke a cigar.
Well, just. So we are looking at our final third, I think, is a fair statement at this point.
Final third!
And we've been up and down the whole rating process behind the cigar, and Vince is not happy with it. It doesn't feel like it's a $15 cigar.
It's a good cigar. It's just not.
It's basic.
I don't feel like it's the best
I agree
cigar.
with you.
The best cigar in the country or the world.
In me, as a pure novice, going off of my 4 cigar list, I am going to go back to the Macanudo Inspirado.
He likes the Macanudo Inspirado.
It's
hey man, there's nothing wrong with a Macanudo.
I don't know why you feel like you have to justify that to the viewers on my account.
Because it's an old school like beginner type of cigar.
I don't care. It's as far as
I don't care either, to tell you the truth.
It's what I've enjoyed at this point in time.
I just don't want to hear nobody saying.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah. I don't want to hear no bad comments.
Leave them.
I
don't read them. So.
Yeah.
there's that.
It's a whole new world.
Are you going Aladdin?
I don't.
That's
Is that Aladdin?
Did you?
How do you know?
Did
you don't watch movies.
go Aladdin?
First movie you ever seen in a movie theater?
Oh, Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan.
Khan
with my dad and Ricardo Montalban.
Well, Ricardo Montalban was what's the name of the?
Fantasy Island.
Yeah, but no. What is the name of his character? What is that?
Khan.
Khan.
The Wrath of Khan.
Khan.
I remember this scene vividly. I remember sitting in the theater. I can explain the entire theater to you. We were watching that movie, and in that movie, they had those scorpion-looking things that crawled into the guy's ear.
Yeah.
As a kid, I watched that in the theater, and that was terrifying to me. Like to this day, I remember that scene crystal clear because it was just so freaky to me.
What an impact Star Trek has had on
and Star
society.
Wars and Star Wars,
absolutely.
Matter, right?
I mean, Star Trek was 3 seasons.
That's it.
Yeah. In like the mid '60s, right around the embargo time. Is there a combination? Is there? No.
So political and conspiracy theory events and a little bit of angry events today.
It's early on Sunday morning.
It's the Lord's Day.
This is my day to clean the house. This is when I deep clean the kitchen. So
how's that going for you?
And so I get to cook. I have a couple drinks and I cook dinner.
Oh, what's on tonight's menu? There's
wings.
A good question.
Whole wings.
You're going wings? Or are you doing wings for
Football,
the game?
Man.
You're doing wings for the game.
Football, yeah.
So
I'm making it baked wings.
So, but our game, the Steeler game today is at 1:00. But are you cooking dinner? And do you have a second game that you're
very
looking
good and
to?
fast at cooking, so I can throw it in and then run
So
back.
you're looking to do wings today for the Steeler game?
I'll be eating wings by halftime.
All right.
And maybe not. It depends on if. This is a very early to have a cocktail, so I don't know if I'm going to want to have a drink. I'm going to have a drink during the Steeler game.
Yeah, it's the Steeler game.
I guess
5-0.
I hope it doesn't offend anybody because we're from Pittsburgh. We live in Pittsburgh. We are Pittsburgh. The Steelers is a big deal in Pittsburgh. If anybody that knows Pittsburgh, so we have respect for other teams. That is one thing about Pittsburgh. We have respect for your team, but we want to crush them. Often we do. Leave it in the comments.
Because I don't read them.
I'll read them. We've only had one so far. This is very early.
It was a good one,
early in the YouTube.
Thank you for that one. I hope you enjoy.
It was about the Macanudo Inspirado, too.
And scene. So, wait a second. I'm sensing a little change in the tone, Vince. Are you moving in a more positive direction?
You did pour me like 4 ounces of whiskey, so
that perhaps had something to do with it. But you sounded like you were going to get a little positive about the. Cigar.
Yeah, I like it much more now. Not it's at the end. I mean, you could smoke this for another 15 minutes, 20 minutes probably. If you really went down to the tip.
So we left it with, I've enjoyed this cigar. Vince, I think it's a little difficult for you to say, but it's been a disappointment for you.
No, I wouldn't say disappointing. You really like to bring out the negative.
I just like to be honest.
I don't want to say anything bad about.
Just be honest.
AJ Fernandez.
Just be honest.
I would say, what are you doing there?
It's a bad.
What do you? It went out as you're smoking it with that. That's all right. You can still here. Just bring it over here. Bring it over here. Let me show you. Okay, just put it in your mouth. First of all, I am a little rapey, I guess. That sounded a little rapey. Okay.
There's just so much wrong with today's taping.
I mean, bring it over.
Stop. Just stop. Because some of this you can still use. Just shut your mouth. Because when me and you watch this, we will laugh our ass off.
I want to see if you can like it with the ash on.
I don't need to be right here.